Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing a roadside emergency video in my 2010 Ford Focus. I'm going to show you how to put the spare on if you've got a flat on the side of the road. So the first thing you're going to do is pull your vehicle over to the side of the road and get it over to the side as much as you can. On the interstate, you should have plenty of room to get all the way over on the shoulder. But you definitely don't want, especially if the flat is on the driver's side, you don't want to be very close to the traffic over there. So get over to where it's safe, and you're always more important than a rim or a tire. So if you just don't feel like it's very safe, then just very slowly drive to a less busy road or into a parking lot somewhere. So you've pulled over to the side of the road. The first thing you're going to do is turn on the hazard lights, which is this button right here on top of the steering wheel. And you're going to leave that on, but I'm in my driveway, so I'm not going to leave it on. And then you're going to go ahead and pop the trunk, because that's where everything to change out the tire is located. You're also going to want to set the parking brake just as a safety measure, because the little scissor lift that this comes with, I don't know what it's called, but there's a little lift in the trunk. It's not very stable. If you're not on level ground and the car moves forward a little bit, the scissor lift will fall over and the car will fall to the ground. So I like to set the emergency brake just as an extra safety measure to keep the car from rolling forward or backward. Okay, so you're going to need to either dig everything out of your trunk or situate it so that you can lift this floor up enough to get to everything. So this is screwed in and holding the tire in, so you're going to turn it to the left and unscrew it, move it out of the way, and you can pull the tire out. And then the lift is in here, it's also held in. Unscrew this. And lift this out. And one more thing, if you happen to have a roadside emergency kit, maybe someone got it for you, you bought it yourself, don't forget to utilize that. Set out the reflectors or a light, whatever came with it, over on the driver's side of the vehicle. Just set the reflectors out kind of around the back of the car so that there's more visual, so people can see you and know that you're broke down on the side of the road. Now that I've got everything out of the trunk, the first thing I'm going to do is loosen the lug nuts on this wheel. It's gotta be lefty-loosey. And if you're having trouble getting any of these to break loose, you can always put that on there and then use your foot and step on it to break it loose as well. Okay, I've got all these broken loose, so now I'm ready to lift up the vehicle. To store the lift, it needs to be in this position, so you're going to need to lower it down to get it under the car, most likely. And your lift point is going to be, you're going to see this little section here on all four corners of the car. You're going to place the lip right there to lift up the car. Okay. So now I'm going to start lifting the vehicle. You can see how it's sitting in there. And I'm gonna lift it up just until the tire is off the ground. And there's enough room for me to take the tire off. Okay, so that should be enough. So now we're going to loosen these nuts the rest of the way and remove the tire. Okay, so we've got all the nuts loosened up, so now we can remove it. You may have to wiggle it to get it off, which I was able to do. If it's stuck on there, you're not going to hurt the car, the tire, by kicking it. So you've just got to do whatever you need to do to be able to remove the tire. You might be able to use this to pry on it to try to get it off. But you're not going to hurt anything by kicking it. Just don't hurt yourself trying to get this off. So there we go. Move that out of the way. And now we're ready to put this on. Line it up, put it on there, and get these nuts started. Okay, then I'm going to snug them up while it's up in the air. Okay, now I'm going to lower it, and then I'm going to really crank them on there. Okay, so the tire is lowered back onto the ground. So now we're ready to really crank this on there. You're going to get it as tight as you can because you don't want this to fall off. So just tighten all of them by hand as tight as you can. And then I'm going to go back to all four. I'm going to set it up like this and use my foot to get them even more tight. Alright, so now you're just going to put the jack, your tire, and the crowbar back into the trunk, and you're gonna drive off either back home if it's too late, or to a tire shop and get a new tire. This is only meant to be driven on for about 50 miles. It's probably going to be fine if you have to leave it on there a couple days, but these are only designed to go about 50 miles, so these are definitely not a permanent solution to replacing that tire.